Hello, I hope you're healthy and you are very optimistic today because what I'm going to talk about will grab your attention, but you need to be creative and open minded. So, welcome to your Fat Wallet podcast. We have all heard of the optimistic, the pessimistic, and the realistic person, right? Well, I much prefer to be realistic but with an optimistic view. Why? You see, negativity stifles creativity, and human creativity is the strongest force of nature. Have you ever wondered why God gave us the command to be good stewards of the land? I am sure that God gave us our creativity to be able to be better, and we should be our best. Why am I talking about this? What am I getting to? If you go to any grazing program out there, you will see that they all lead to mediocre results. I say mediocre compared to the potential. Potential we are achieving with the total grazing program. But what I want to say today is even more important than that. I want to talk about the difference between two grazing styles in your pocket, in your lifestyle, and in your peace of mind. Non-selective grazing and selective grazing. Today, I want to tell you how important a grazing program is to your well being. It is also key to your greatly improved genetics herd. Have you noticed all these grazing programs? They talk a lot about destocking in a drought. I mean, we all know that a high to very high stocking rate is where profits are, right? Of course, without overgrazing. If we overgraze, our forage and soil will suffer. And we know this. Overgrazing happens when we graze grass that is too young. We need to cut overgrazing. We want a high to very high stocking rate. We need to minimize overgrazing to grow more grass and keep many livestock at a low cost. I just said that most grazing programs talk about this talking in a drought. They say to get rid of many livestock. And this is where I want you to listen carefully because you're going to be thinking, oh, that's impossible. Wait, give me a minute. This can change your life. Those people recommend getting rid of 75 or even 100% of your herd in a multi year drought. They say you cannot feed your herd through a drought without going broke. And it may be true under their reality. But here are some very interesting things to consider. They say that if you grow half the forage per acre in a drought, you need to leave a residual to protect soil life. This means that if you usually grow 3,000 pounds of dry matter per acre and you left 1,000 pounds, you can only harvest 2,000 pounds per acre in a normal year. But in a drought year, that you only produce half of that, 1,500 pounds, you still need to leave those 1,000 pounds of residual, or so they say, which only leaves you with around 500 pounds of grass per acre to harvest. Can you see what I mean? Then, following the recommendations, it means you need to sell 75% of your herd. Will this make you money? Will this be affordable? You see, I live off a ranch of my farm since 1991. In drought years, we know that the price of livestock goes down a lot. When you want to buy those cows again, they will cost double. Then you need to consider that you may have valuable genetics adapted to your unique environment, and you will not be able to find them easily. It will take time for them, after you buy them, to adapt to your farm or ranch with your own management. Not good. We know how to be better, and we can be better. What if I tell you a story of real droughts in different places that have actually happened? We have the results now in all countries with this total grazing program. Of course, we have to sell some of our herd after a multi-year drought, maybe 30%, but we do not get rid of 75% after a one-year drought. We also use stockpile grass instead of hay. We use adapted cattle that we have created and selected, so we do not want to get rid of all of them. Of course, in a long multi-year drought, we will need to sell our worst genetics. We will also need to sell our less appreciating livestock, but we will not be forced to sell 75% of them, as most grazing programs for erratic rainfall environments recommend. Let's say that 2 years ago, you had a bad drought of many years with only 4 inches of rainfall out of the normal 16 inches. This is a real case. If you were to follow those grazing gurus' advice, you will have sold 2,550 cows out of the 3,400 cows they had. This is a real-life example. Cow prices 2 years ago were much lower than now, which would have made you lose a huge amount of money. Now, this year, rain came, and you got to go out to buy those 2,550 cows again, but now they cost double, and they are not adapted to your ranch. This also means you only kept, for those 2 years, your best 850 cows, but they would not give you the cash flow necessary to pay for all of your ranch expenses, because the expenses stayed the same no matter how many cows you had. Can you see the folly of these recommendations to a real rancher who lives off his or her land and cattle? Can you see the recommendations are given by people who do not own successfully economic ranches? Okay, in this real-life example, they were doing a grazing program. It was based on non-selective grazing. They use adapted genetics and the best calving season. How do I know? Because I consulted for them. They did reduce their herd from 3,400 to 2,500 cows after 3 years of drought. And this is a 29% reduction, but not the 75% reduction that experts recommend. And they had gone from 1,100 cows under rotational grazing program after 20 years to 3,400, which in a drought year, well, after many drought years, they had to go down to 2,500, which was double, more than double, what they had achieved under rotational selective grazing in the rainy years. And they did this without overgrazing their pastures and without feeding any hay. Yes, they are high in the mountains. They have warm season perennials and a short green season. This is due to low and erratic rainfall. Conclusion and recap. God gave us creativity, which is the most powerful force of nature, to be good stewards of the land. When in an extended drought, most grazing gurus recommend to destock around 75% of your herd. Doing this in a drought year is extremely expensive, and there is a better way. Losing that many adapted and selected cattle will cost you a huge amount. When you want to buy them back, they will cost double what you sold them for. Selective grazing will always turn into overgrazing when grass growth slows down. Getting rid of livestock is a way too costly strategy. In the total grazing program, we prioritize the plant, the roots. We do this by minimizing overgrazing. We also prioritize the livestock by keeping them in good body condition year-round. This is true even at very high stocking rates. We usually double or triple the stocking rate. This is compared to rotational grazing programs, no matter what they are called or the names they are given. We usually save around $300 per cow per year or cheap equivalent by using stockpile grass instead of hay. We usually increase long lead soil organic carbon in soil much faster. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this podcast and can implement some parts or all of my recommendations. Please subscribe to my free weekly podcast at www.rwranching.com. You will get them in your inbox. You will also get to know me and my courses at the same website. So may God bless you and give you good health, prosperity, and the best purpose in life. See you next time.